It's not everybody's cup of tea, cup of coffee. Please stop playing Booper. It's not everybody's cup of milk to get sick of their first job quickly. It takes about 2 weeks of highs and hellos and did you have your breakfast kind of questions from your manager, a few days of setting up the project and familiarizing with the code base, and a few hours of getting stuck in debugging a stupid little bug to get sick of your first job. But worry not, I have a list of 5 steps to accelerate this process. Step 1. Have subtle to negligible experience of writing development code. Now, what is development code? By development code, I mean writing code in React or Angular or Vue or Svelte or Node or Spring Boot or Next or Nuxt or Express or Django or Flask or Rocket or .NET or Laravel or ROR or 100 of the frameworks written in 100 other languages for the server or the web. Have zero experience in writing code in these frameworks. Spend all of your time doing lead code for basic knowledge of data structures and algorithms. This one step will make you sick of your first job very quickly. Think about it. You've got your first job. You're stepping into a career which would require you to sit in front of a computer, not to play solitaire, but to write code. If all you've ever done is lead code, you know about writing programs. But you only know about writing programs, not applications. For example, if you code in Java, you only know about collections framework or implementing linked list. Spring for you should be a season that appears after winter. Rest for you should be described as good for health or something that you practice when you're tired. Build tools for you should be something that handyman uses. API, well, everybody knows at least the full form of that. Now imagine interning or working full-time at your first company, which relies on Spring for its backend. Since you have zero experience, you will first learn that, oh, Spring is a framework written in Java. And then you will search, oh, what's a framework? And then after a few hours of research, you will realize, Lord, Spring is so big. It's so big. Mom, can you believe it? It's so big. And if you ask your manager this, so what are we really using of Spring? Spring Boot, Spring Data, Spring REST? What are we using? And if he replies, oh, everything. We also use Spring Security, Spring Authorization Server, and a lot more. You might catch your brain echoing, oh shit. This will not only make you sick of your first job, this might want to make you quit. So before your manager reveals what framework are they using for the front end, let me sprint to my second step. Step 2 is to think of Git as an obsolete past form of the verb get. You should know nothing about Git. You can know the bare minimum that GitHub is a website, about its logo, and that it's very fancy. But you should have never used it personally in order to get sick quickly. Git is also very big. You use Git primarily to version control your project, but it's really much bigger than that. So not knowing about Git means you probably don't know much about version control systems. A working tree for you should be a tree which can work. A staging area for you should be an area for artists and performers. Commit for you should remind you about one of your company's policy. A clone for you should be some social media clone which you added in your resume to showcase your projects. Not knowing Git isn't as big of a factor as not knowing development code is in making you sick quickly, because Git can be learned slowly and it consists of commands which are easier to learn. But not knowing what it means to version control your files is pretty sickly. Step 3 is to practice no time management. The concept of taking out time for yourself, for your physical health or emotional diet, or your friends and family or pleasure should be foreign to you. Don't make a routine. When not working, if you only make plans to start a new routine or take out time for your hobbies or your health, but you don't actually implement the plan, you're already on the right track. Assuming an age of between 20 to 22 of getting your first tech job, again, assuming, if you want to get tired and burnt out of your job quickly, you have to miss out on many things that life has to offer. Step 4 is to learn NoSQL. And no, I don't mean NoSQL like MongoDB or Cassandra. I mean, just don't learn SQL. SQL is a language invented about half a century ago in order to talk to relational database management systems. Having zero or negligible experience in writing SQL would mean that tables for you should mean an actual wooden table. Queries for you should mean customer care. Clauses for you should be something that we learn in English grammar. Joins for you should mean relationships. And relationships for you should mean love. So SQL is the ultimate query language, which is used in many big enterprise software today to query relational databases. I can conclude by saying that primarily everything about SQL should be foreign to you. Okay, let me be professional. So I can conclude by saying that primarily everything about SQL should be foreign to you. And the last step is having bad communication skills. So if you were to get sick of your job quite late by loving the work that you do and getting stable, you might also have good communication skills. Like during events or non-technical, fun and inclined group events, you would be really confident. You won't be shy or hesitant to speak up your mind, especially to your manager. Like, you won't hesitate to get some help on an issue that you've been working on and are stuck for hours. You won't be hesitant speaking about growth opportunities and promotions with your manager. And in general, you will never hesitate at all. But that's not what this video is about. You need to stay quiet and just say, yes sir, 3 bags full sir, if you want to get sick quickly. So that's all I really have to say in this video. Please remember that one size doesn't fit all. If you think that it's reasonable to question that, but that's what internships are for, or you grow by doing, well, for all the points that I've discussed, I said zero or negligible experience, which means that you are stepping into the battlefield without knowing how to handle any arsenal. You want to eat a chickpea salad, but the very first step of instruction reads, soak it overnight. So something is better than nothing, but a little knowledge is dangerous. Thank you for watching.